Is it Mike? Get started for as normal, guys. Just let guys in, just hang fire for a couple of moments. It's always very volatile. Look at the chart, there's 50-minute, you know, it jumps up. That's not opening yet. So I have to take an overall view, or if you're going to want to do shorter term, right on +3 opening. That's just pure guesswork what's going to happen there. That's just flick of a coin. Afternoon, guys. Just give it a couple of moments, I say. Start in about 2.5 minutes.
Incoming chat.
Ash. Just go with the last candle. Some around like cat on a hot tin roof. Okay, just about to do 4 o'clock. But just remember, as you always, you can post on the chat line or unmute if you want to chat. Just make sure I've unmuted you all. So I have, that's fine. Yeah, bubbling all over the place at the moment. Even one this morning, jumping around. To be honest, trying to make a bit of sense of what's been happening today. Battling a bit there. Anyway, hope it'll come right. Okay, that's 4 o'clock. We can start. Just get the guys in there. Right. What NZD USD? We'll just start with that as a request, and we'll go through the other stuff and look at some of the American shares as well. Okay, NZD CAD, NZD USD should be a short. On the 15 minutes, yeah, seems to be coming off. What's this now? This is 4, 3, 2, 1. Probably came off nice and jumped up. No apparent reason. The dollars came off a little bit. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the ADP came through at 2:15. Quite a bit less than expected. I'll read it out to you. It's a precursor at the non-farm Friday. Just a second. Admit all. Okay. And it came out expected 288K jobs created, and only 132 were created, 1,000 that is. So yeah, less than half expected. Now that much dramatic effect on the dollar. It did come off a little bit, but then started to rise back up again. So yeah, it says the strong dollar is the way forward. So that's fine. So at least we know the direction of some sort. Okay, and that's probably why, no, that's 4-3. Yeah, probably why I had a bit of a jump there. But then again, it's, I don't know, whatever. I think it's just probably short-term traders buying and selling at the moment without any overall clear direction. So if you're in short, you're probably a bit annoyed, but just leave it alone. You got your strategy, you got your stop loss protecting. Hopefully, if you came in here, you'd have a correct volume, so it won't hurt if it goes wrong. And yeah, let it run, do its thing. Okay. Hi, Charles. Okay, good afternoon. Hi, Mark. Right. Okay, so just let it do its thing during that one. I wouldn't be joining it now, particularly. I don't think so. Just might have settled on that. Yeah, I'm going to join it a couple of days ago. If you joined a couple of days ago, it's fine. I wouldn't mind pushing it there. I don't know what the hell's with the euro at all, Warren. Just about to go onto that right now. I don't know what's the Euros case. I'm going to one now. If you're not, you might love to sure. It was virtually the same. The CPI is 9.1% and expected 9. So 0.1% difference. That's not that much. So it'll make a big difference. I'm going to mute everyone from the background. Okay, mute you all. Just remind me if you want to chit chat, I'll unmute you. Okay. Yeah, I see this as a good possibility short. I mean, look at this downside there, clearly in the sell zone. I don't know why it's still hovering there. Why it's touched it? Why did it just come flying off? I do not know. But anyway, I see a short there. I don't know any reason at this stage of the game why the euro should suddenly become extremely strong. There's no information that's come to me on that. You might have heard something, but so I think all that is a. I'll show what I mean by that. It's just a move back. Look how far it's moved down. 1.05 to 1. It's gone over 520, 530 pips since when? June. That's only what? August, September. Yeah, only about 3 months. So I think that's a bit of a pullback. But as you can see, look at that down slope there. Trend is clearly down. It hit this area here, and then a few sellers came in, probably a bit clear on the 1 hour. A few sellers have come in, but still hovering there. But to be honest, I see downside on this one. I don't know what's going to push the euro right up here against the Swiss franc. Unless they suddenly out of the just suddenly, I don't think it's going to happen. Suddenly out of the blue, bung up interest rates 0.5% or more. But anyway, bottom line is I just feel that that's a good opportunity. If you're not in, if you're in it, well, if you've got your strategy, leave it. Obviously, don't double up. But if you're not in it, I think you put a stop up there somewhere. How far is that? Yeah, maybe a little bit tighter than that. Maybe up here somewhere. Yeah, that should do it. Maybe about 75 pips stop and take it down here. I think it's a good probability, that one. And I like to look at it. And we're going to do a soddy euro CAD, which give me a bit of chip as well. Right, I want to look at this. I'll put it on for if you want, until we all like it. Yeah, well, that's going to help their cause, is it? Right, okay. Yeah, I think we'll put it a bit higher there, actually. Just make sure. I'll find it there. Put it a little bit higher. Put it just up. Yeah, that should do it. Take it down at 69,653. Make it 5-5. There we go. That's clenched there. $126. I have to say I like that one. Unless someone give me a good rational reason that's going to make it shoot right back up again. Anyway, guys, what do you think? Give you a few moments. If you like it, we'll get this one down. I think it's a pretty high probability. I think some guys might more be in it. Just hold on. Why it's not? Why I don't know what it's doing up there at all. I'm just put a quick fib on what I'm doing this. Yeah, so you've got a 61.8 fib there as well. Fib there. Look at this resistance, downtrend, the sell area, and the 50-day moving average. What would you want? Luck, I suppose. I think I can't. This to me, in all rationality and sense, this is a high probability one, I think. If you're leaning for the buy, Zephyrino, you go for it. You go for it. I'll put one on for a buy if you like. You might well be right. There's some funny things going on there. But anyway, I'm for the short. Philip's like the short. Anybody else? Oh, you can't see the stop loss. I'll put it back on again. Beg your pardon. There you are. What's it doing? Popping up still. Strange. Okay, we'll put that down. Put it down at 98.10. There we are. Just hope we get some sense out of it. 98.10, 0.9872, 0.96. Okay, so we can get some sense out of that, hopefully. Right, I just want to revisit. Have you all got that? I'm going to knock it off now. Give a moment to. All sit it. Always have a pen handy. Jot the stuff down if you want to do it, so we can move on. Okay. Right. AUD USD. We got in at, what do we get in at? 68.80. At least we get some sense out of that one. So with 30 pips in profit and counting, do we want to move our stop? I would certainly move it to entry. And this funny mark, I think, is probably a good idea. So move it down to 80, which is the entry we've got here. 0.6880, move it down there. Okay, so at least put down the entry so you can't lose on the trade. That's probably the best thing you can do on that one. Okay, just hope it's going to break down there. Yeah, what's the dollar doing? Just going to check because there's a bit of resistance on the daily. Yeah. Dollar strengthening against it might break through, but I suggest you move it down to 80 so you can't lose in the trade. You are CHF, sure can. Put it back on again. That's what it's for, Ashley. What's the stop again? Where are we? 70. That's so long, isn't it? One looks ridiculous. 0.9872 and 0. Because I see where you're coming from, Zeph. I can see where you're coming from that, because you can see it's quite a bit of momentum on the upside. I'm just don't understand why. That's my problem. I don't understand why. Maybe just say follow the buyers, and even if it makes no sense. That's for sure. Okay, well, there it is anyway. We're gonna move on. Right, ADUSD, bring it down to entry, your stop loss, you can't lose, that's fine. Euro CAD's giving dual, give bloody chip, well, apart from the Aussie dollar. Right, 51, where is it now? 30, it really is getting bad, isn't it? There's something going on with that euro, I'm not quite sure what it is. All I can think of, they're so worried about what's happening, they're pricing in the expectation of large interest rate. The big high traders, if you know what I'm saying. It's the only thing I can think of. They're pricing in an interest rate expectation, which is gaining strength, so buying on that expectation. It's the only reason I come up with. CPIs, yeah, it was the same too, what I mentioned a moment ago, mentioned in later numbers. Expected 9%, it was actually 9.1, so more or less the same. So that's not the reason. I have a feeling that's the reason, is they may be just expecting a larger increase in interest rate, and they're buying on that expectation. That's all I can think of. Where's the stop loss on the 8-year CAD? 31.83. Bloody hope it doesn't. The stop loss should be up here anyway. It should be above the 50-day. So keep your fingers crossed. What the heck is doing up there? I don't know. But it's got a bit of resistance here where it is now, if you can see, and a bit there. I hope that holds. But go figure at the moment. CHF JPY starting to come right a little bit. That was giving me a lot of chip early on as well. Off again. It was starting to rise quite nicely just now. That's coming off again. I don't know. Anyway, so that's not doing too well. But hold on, you got your stop loss. Hope that comes right. Just hope this is going to hold. If it does come back there, because our stop's just below it. Keep your fingers crossed. Swissy falling on the Japanese yen. Well. But is the sort of bottom-ish of that range, maybe I'm grasping. Because look at that for an upward swing, eh? So maybe that'll hold and stop going up again. Well, we've already had a chat there, Tim, personally and on here. Nothing new on it. CAD at JPY. What news was this, John? What news is I missed that. What news on the yen was positive? Anyway, in the meantime, yeah, we got in there. It's some people got a little bit lower than 80 if they did, it's breaking even. It's just below entry, popping around as well. It's up a little bit, down a bit, it's hovering around about that level. Was it? Okay. Okay, of course it does. I'll explain very much why. First of all, it's like the Cayman Islands. It's the banks of Zurich. They make good watches, they make good cuckoo clocks. We know all about that. But the major reason is, number one, it's neutral. It's never got involved in wars from that point of view. And it's very much a money market. People stash their cash there. Where do you want to stash the cash? They stash their, we'll look at that in a minute, Mikhail. They stash it in Switzerland. And it's independent, it's not part of the Eurozone. It's independent, it's neutral like Sweden when it comes to wars. And the biggest reason simply because the big banks there. They're a little less secret by law, international law, than they used to be. A lot of money was laundered incorrectly there. Yeah, there's a lot of, from the Holocaust, there's a lot of money stolen from the Jewish people and bung there as well, which didn't give them a very good name. So they lightened off a little bit on their sort of secrecy, but still, it's still pretty secret. So people, go and stuff their money there. Because I mean, can't give exact figure, but it's over $1 trillion, not just there alone, but overseas by wealthy people hiding from the taxman, basically. And that's one of the major areas they place it. And it's stable for that reason. It's been a bit stronger the last month or two because they had a zero, or just actually slightly below zero interest rate, slightly minus, not much, but it was there. And they increased by 0.25%, which in comparison to their interest rates, that large. Was not so big for us, but it's big for them. And that gained a bit of strength. And that's pushed it into the sort of stable medium zone to quite strong zone. Okay, so that's basically it. certainly been teasing. Or it's been out. That's a polite way of putting it, Jeff. I've been bloody irritating. That's a better word. The word irritating comes more to mind. I don't know. I'd rather sell the rally. But we'll come to that in a minute. Priscilla, I just want to check on something here. I hope that answers your question, Ashley, and I can move on to Tesla. I think most of these will be pulling back a bit. Yeah, let's pull back over Christmas Eve. That's on the daily, though. Suits you mean? I thought I was a little 15 minutes shy. I don't panic then. I suit you unless you want to wear it. This is just share split. That's all. Sorry, guys. Most of you know this, but for new guys, explain that quickly what it means. When it was about $900 and above, over $1,000, it makes it prohibitively expensive for long-term equity purchased by the retail market because they don't have leverage instruments. They don't put like we do 5% deposit down. They long-term equity, they buy cash. So one cash, 16,000 Rand. You get the idea and buy one solid share. So people can't add a decent amount of shares to their portfolio unless they're either institutions or very high net worth individuals. So they wanted to get it into sort of the retail market, which is sort of middle income bracket. And to make it more attractive, they did a share split divided by 3. They did that, and Amazon and Google set them 10 share split divided by 10. Apple not so long ago did a 4, and Tesla's now done a 3. Okay, which basically means the guys before owning 1 will be replaced by 3 shares. So if you shorted it at 900, you'd have, when the share split came at 300, you'd been up, but you'd been up between 300 and 277, not 900 and 277. And that's why we stopped trading, allowing people to go into new trades for a few days before the share split, because I'm sorry to say the knowledge of our people out there is not that good. Hey, Ashley, they buy the stuff and they don't even open the page. And then they come back and I'll short Tesla and I want to have my money. Why are you not giving me my money? And they're not listening, trying to explain. No, it was a share split. Didn't sort of sell at 900 and buy it back at 300, make 600 per share. No, sorry, just a share split. So the guys who had a share now have 3. It's as simple as that. Okay, so that's what that's for. So it closed there the previous day and opened up there the next day. And everyone was warned about it. People don't know anyway. Take trouble to, attend stuff, whatever. Okay, so yeah, so that's the reason. GBP USD, I wouldn't be trading right at the moment, leave it alone for a moment. GBP USD, there we are. Okay, no, I mean, I wouldn't be buying it. Sell around is the name of the game. I don't be chasing it now, although look, the lower lows you can see all the way along, and every time it's popped up, the sales are coming in again. But the trouble is now, today anyway, the few buyers came to defend it, so it's a bit indecision there. I'd like to sell it, but if you get back around about this sort of level here, maybe close to 1.715 or 1.8 if you can get it, and sell it down, depending on what the DXY is doing. And then you should be good. I'm just going to copy and paste the DXY again for you, so you'll know I'm on the same page. So just copy and paste it for you. So those who want it can have it. Those who don't, leave alone. There we are. That's the dollar index made out of 6 currencies. And depending obviously on what the DXY is doing, but if it rallies back to 1.750, 1.8, then we can sell it down again, as long as the dollar still strong, obviously. You have to check that. So, but I won't be chasing it now. Okay. I hope all clear on the share split now. If anyone not clear, I'll explain again. It's important to know that. Yeah, 30 minutes too short for anywhere, in my opinion, but anyway. Okay, right. Okay, let's just revisit what's the EuroCAD. It's still giving us a hell of a time. EuroCAD. Go back to EuroCAD. There's quite a few you could look at if the euro starts behaving itself. EuroCAD really is misbehaving, isn't it? Really is misbehaving. Where's our stop? 83, 20. Oh God, it's only 20 pips away. Keep your fingers crossed on that. CAD JPY. start to try to, no, it's not, it's come off a little bit, isn't it? Well, that's going to come right. AUD we chatted about, and the Swiss franc JPY at Swiss franc is what, 64. It's hopefully will do a bit of recovery from there. And the Euro CHF, is that still misbehaving? Wow, it is. Look, Zephyrino, you might be better, you're right. Makes no sense, but the only time I can think is there may be a say interest rate expectation pricing in that. It's the only thing I can think of. But you might tell me there's there. I just can't bring myself to buy that. But anyway, let's just see if that holds. But I thought it was extremely high probability trade around about the 98, but it's misbehaving as well. So keep your fingers crossed. This happens to the markets. That's why you have to say, make sure your position size is okay and don't get too despondent. You days you think you cracked it, winning trade after winning trade we've had. Those have been attending here, and then sometimes go figure. And it's been happening to me the last couple of days, I should be honest. I think it happened immediately. Mark enjoyed this one. Immediately after I thought, oh, these trades are going well. About the last 40 odd trades, I only made about half a dozen bad ones. Oh, I got this thing. I think it was that moment after I said that to myself, things started to go slightly haywire. So maybe we should be following you on that one. Maybe we should be buying it instead of selling the damn thing. Thanks for that, Jethro. Thanks a bit, thanks for a bit of support there. But it happens to everybody. You get periods where you just can't go wrong, and then sometimes, and it's been happening yesterday and today. I mean, seems to not doing so good. But anyway, we're still in. We might get away with it. That's why don't overexpose. Even if you get a great run, don't overexpose, because you don't want to put a whole lot back again, because you got ahead of yourself. Market come back and do some extremely irrational things, and the reason behind it, often stuff we don't know about, but a large part of it, emotional movements by a lot of people out there, which are more emotional than rational, but affect the price because of sheer numbers of them doing it. So always bear that in mind. So I don't get a fight with an irrational person because you try to, because it's not going to work. Okay, so we'll revisit, but I want to move away from it for the moment because I'm not very happy with it. So dwindling on it's going to not put me in a good mood. Right, Brent's starting to pop back up again, did quite well. You should have been modifying your stops. I've stopped out at 96. Target was 92, got down 94. I moved the stop to 96, and it's popped up and stopped me up. But I took a nice profit, 102, so that's okay. Don't chase it from here. It looks like it might be pulling back again. But if it gets back near the 100 mark, we'll send it down. This is very much a range trade. I'm a little bit loath to buy the way up because I still think this could be some more looking towards the downside. But yeah, so that's how I'm trading. Okay. Right, so yeah, I'm a bit iffy about buying it, so rather sell the rally, but I'm not going to be chasing now either way. That's no problem, Cheryl, of course. You can only come in when you can. This is not like classes or having to come to work at 8 o'clock or you're going to be fine. Looking for a nice trade. Okay, what's a nice trade? Well, I thought those euros are nice trades. It looks pretty at the moment. What's that Euro CHF? I still believe in that. Is it still giving me jip? Sorry. MTI. Don't make me pull information. Offer it to me. Okay, right. Yep, okay. Oh, NGAS. That's our good friend NGAS. Glad to have you on here, Mark. Looks like you're doing quite well last I looked. Heaven forbid. Wow, heaven forbid. How long have you been in that? Since Pontius was first got his wings as a pilot, I think. Well, the Dead Sea first report is 6, another one. Yeah, I've gone there about a week ago, about 9:27 or something. lost a piece of paper now. Quite a week ago, I checked that figure once. Anyway, I think we're still in it. Because that nowhere near been that slow, but whatever, it's actually in profit, so that's okay. No, they're not going well, Cheryl. That's why I moved away from them. Not going well at all. We've got several to look at. Euro CAD, Euro CHF, Euro GBP, Euro NZD, Euro dollar. I've all written down to look at great opportunities, and I'm shying away from the moment. Just keep my fingers crossed. But I bloody well hope so, Cheryl. I would have gone if I didn't. Got the strategy, I'm sticking with it, but I'm not a happy chappy, put it that way. If I get kicked for doing something daft, fair enough, but I don't think there were daft trades. So yeah, we'll see anyway. Okay, anything else I want to go over with you? I think we've got all those covered. Maybe look at a share or two, unless you've got some ideas you want to chat about. Looks bullish. It's been bloody bullish since yesterday for some stupid reason. What time did crude oil? It's today, isn't it? Yeah. Should be 4:30-ish. Yeah. Or was it yesterday? I can't remember anyway. But yeah, we'll leave all of them for the moment. Just have a look at that. Anything else we can look at in the meantime? How's the NAS doing? See, gold came off. Popped down. How far? It came down to 1709 and popped up all over the place, jumping around. Now, look at the NAS here. Look at the 15-minute chart. Look at that. 15-minute chart. Yeah, sure. I'm not sure about buying it though. No, the CPI was 9.1%, expected 9. That's nothing to do with it. I'll mention again, this is purely my opinion. Because of the problems in the Eurozone, they're pricing in my thinking, maybe, the word is maybe, the big boys are pricing in an expectation of an interest rate hike. Euro JPY, something interesting to look at for sure. Both pretty weak, but Euro's quite strong at the moment. Bloody hell. Yeah, that's the only thing I think of. More I think about it, that's the reason. The pricing interest rate increase, which is giving us, all of us, a lot of bloody nervous disposition. Yeah, look at that. I mean, you know, sure. It's taken out that into the strong zone now. But I'd leave that alone. I wouldn't touch it at the moment. So settle down what's happening to the euro. And if I did, I wouldn't be buying it again. Yeah, I'm going to buy where it's the Japanese yen. That's just the weakest one. But I'm still sort of maybe hanging on into mythical land for the sell. CPI means consumer price index, and the PPI is producer price index. Okay. GDP, gross domestic product. Those are sort of things chancellors look at before they make their announcements. Very important thing to know that, yeah. Okay, yeah. I certainly don't think we're selling it. I think we'd leave that alone. Anyone like this one? Yeah, 9.1 to 9 expected. So 9 expected, 9.1. No. If anything, that's quite inflationary. Because above, but anyway, it means increase the prices, you know, inflation. Well, I suppose from that point of view, that's pushing more towards interest rates being increased. That's where the pricing, the expectation of that. Just think it's overdone. It's just overcooked. It's like the euro dollar. Let's get this out of the way. It's getting in the way. It's overcooked, in my opinion. I think this is possible short. Just had so many hassles this morning with the others. I'm a little bit wary, a bit gun shy of it. So that means a possibility. Look, and look at it technically, went up, sellers came in. Went up, this is today now, the sellers came in. A bit clearer to do this. So it's not overcomplicated the way I trade, as you probably noticed. I'm just looking at the candle and see what the seller's doing. Went up, sellers came in, sellers came in. Look at all these wicks, sellers defending it. So I see more downside there. It's gone down, attack this level here. We put a line in for that on the body area there. Went down, attacked it, came off, attacked it, came off. Hasn't now come off again. Euro's misbehaving at the moment, but a stop up there and take you down here somewhere if you get a risk reward. Maybe you have to put a tighter stop again, but I still don't see downside there. The euro, okay, if you want to do that, I'm no problem with that, Mikel. I won't, I'm not going to, but I take your point. Okay, so keep an eye on the euro. We might get a sell one thing. Maybe, I think maybe tomorrow might get a better chance of that. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to look, maybe get a clearer pattern what the hell's happening with this damn euro, okay? Aha. Sense at last. It's coming off a bit. It's not so strong, it's just bounding around. I mean, I like using sports analogy. You might get I use cricket, most people might be aware of that. You know, you get a brilliant cricketer like A.B. de Villiers, everyone's heard of him. But didn't score a century every innings. You might score a zero out first ball, it happens. Don't say you drop him, suddenly say he's a weak player. Or you might get a tail ender, number 11 bowler, who gets a freak 50 or 60. You don't suddenly the next match get him to open up the innings, do you? That's, you know, he's there for his bowling, the others for batting. See what I'm waffling on about. But no, I still see the yen as weak, just a bit of profit taking jumping around. I have to see it to indicate the yen is going to suddenly be very strong at the moment anyway. I mean, you can see, look, the euro down against the Swiss franc. Look at it. A bit of a jump like that hasn't, it's a fraction of that movement down. See my point? Look at that compared to that move there. And even then it started to hold sense coming at last. I know Japan used to be, Mark. The Swiss franc in Japan used to be sort of the basic secure currencies. That was before COVID. In fact, a little bit longer ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. Japanese now turned weak because it couldn't export so much because of COVID, and then because the oil price went screaming up in the Ukraine war, and they imported all their oil, and that affected their prices and made them a little more vulnerable, and that's therefore weakened their currency. A safe haven is something, well, what it means, a haven of safety, you know? Well, gold's not really a safe haven. Oh, I suppose it's in a way, yeah. It's more of a fear factor thing. Isn't a way, it's inflation proof. What the purchasing power 1,000 years ago is the same as today, basically. Take inflation account. Jumps around, but yeah. It could do. It's a range trading, Jethro. I put my stop at 96. You should always be modifying the stop. Target might never be reached. It doesn't matter. Modify till you stopped out and you make your profit. I'm already out of that. Stopped out at 96, but it could be retracing back to 100. Good stuff, Cheryl. Good stuff. But don't forget, yeah, I would be. Well, it's up to you. I would not like to say that because I'd say go get out now. Mark reminded with Tesla. Look at that and the thing continue the direction. Was it Netflix? No, it was Netflix. I think. Yeah, Netflix continued the same direction. I wouldn't be doing anything at the moment, Mark. We'll go back to Brent now. We had a sale on it at 102. Did very nicely. It's come back off again. No, let it run. Put your stop at 96.50. Or 96.70 if you want. Around about that level. It's not an exact science, remember. And let it run if you're still in. I've already stopped out at 96. Never mind. I'm certainly not going to chase it now. Either way. But bounced up a little bit, seems coming off again. So put your stop in at 96.50, something like that. And then if it gets more, move your stop down to 96 till you've actually stopped out. Okay, for goodness sake, don't leave your stop at about 107. Tried calling up a lady yesterday, and she's in quite a decent position, and I plead with her. She's too busy, so anyway, let it run. Apple. I see overall some downside, but I think we might have missed that. Yeah, we're going to sell Apple. I've been selling it up here. I didn't because we looked at other stuff, or I wasn't a trading, whatever the reason is. What done wasn't a trading, that's why. But I did some shorts on Apple, Oracle, they all did well. F-Stock, which did well. Microsoft did well. Hit the target, actually, Microsoft. Actually hit the TP. I thought it was a better fish to fry than Apple, but I thought all of them on the weaker side, and this also became weak. It's now in the neutral zone. Wouldn't be chasing it now, though. Where's the NAS? Is it still above 14,000? It's trying to move down. I still see downside of the NAS, but I wouldn't be chasing it now. You're going to aim down there. It's not enough meat on the bones. There's up there to chase it. Leave it. If you bought it, it's a range trade. I wouldn't have bought it. I think it could have a bit more downside yet. Anyway, you bought it, you're up. Anyway, that's the main thing. Yeah, I was looking at 92.50. 93 is my whatever it was. Anyway, I'm out now. But I wouldn't be buying it up just yet. It could get a bit more downside before going up. But if you bought it at 94.37, that's fine. Move your stop up to maybe 94.50 to cover your costs, etc., and see what happens. It might get a bounce up, but make sure you've got your stop above entry now. Okay, Mark. But at the moment, I wouldn't buy or sell it. If you're still on board there, Jethro, move your stop as mentioned. Anybody else still on board with it, move your stop as mentioned so you cannot lose, make a good profit, whatever, and see if it comes off a bit more. But don't enter at this moment. Hope I'm completely clear on that. Don't enter at this moment. Okay. Don't blink now, guys. Don't blink now. But look at this. There's some Santi out there. Now, let's look at the others. Might see the others any good. Euro, what was the other one? Euro CAD. Is Santi coming into that one? Nope. Didn't get stopped out, did we? No. 83 is a stop. Sure. Thought a bit of Santi's coming down there now that we can get, but we might get something, but still not pretty. I'm going to move away. That's not as pretty as old Quasimodo there. Can't be looking at that too long. Swissy, anything coming there? What's happened to Swiss Japanese yen? Yay. At last, patience is happening, Cheryl. Didn't I do that? You're quite right. Just thinking, what is going on here? And just thinking, I'm out getting the gun, just about to pull the trigger, put against it and pull the trigger. I'm slightly kidding here, bit over the top melodramatic. And I think, wow, the saver's come. Well, marvelous, actually in profit. What a sodding pleasure. Okay, what's the other one? Eurocad's still a nightmare, but well, and the AUD USD, that was quite good. Yeah, that's still okay. Bring your stop down, like I mentioned, to entry. That's still okay. Oh, that's a lot better. So Swissy yen's in the profit. CAD yen, not quite, but at least it's, well, not great. It's all right. Not in the profit, might come right. And the Aussie dollar's fine. So yeah, two out of them are doing okay. One's a bit of a disaster, but keep your fingers crossed. CAD JPN, I still think it should be okay. As it comes off the bars, defending on the 15 minutes, so hopefully it'll come right there. Yeah, actually got a better price, that's why. Okay, that's great. That's put me, and hopefully all of us slightly better mood. I know what, the resistance on the where? The support, this one here, I think strong support. I'm looking along. CHF APY, yeah. Well, might do. Where's it up there? 130 something. Sorry guys, just check that again. 143.25. Yeah. Well, no, look at that's in the day chart. Could we get there tomorrow? Good luck. Oh, by the way, don't forget, I know I sometimes do as well, and you all do. Just not the modified SLs we always talk about. Don't forget you can modify the TP. If this thing starts really screaming up, get your stop up there and put your TP higher. It might take it out. I don't know if it will, but just bear that in mind. It's frustrating to get to hit your TP. It's really booming and you could be on board still. So don't forget, if it gets pretty close, you might want to move the TP. You can do it and just get off in that as a scenario for you. But whatever you do, modify stop losses. Do not turn a winner into a loser. I'm not that keen personally. You see, there's so much different volatilities on each instrument at different times that where you're going to set it, 2%, 3%, 5%, and then you get volatility knocked out, etc. I'd rather you keep your phone handy, have it on your phone, and then if you're at work or doing something else, have data on it, and just maybe every 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever, check it. If it looks like it, go tap, 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 modify manually, you're in control. Okay. Yeah, it might go up, but don't touch it now, like I mentioned. It's still, the momentum is down, it's popping up, but it's oil, if you're on board, great. If you're not on board, leave it. Too late to join it now. Don't preempt a bounce just yet. From about 92, 92.50 likely. When is it now? Is it the 8th of September? Or is it the 5th? I can't remember now. Anyway, there's an OPEC meeting, just bear that in mind. Okay, going to next week, we'll know more about that. And don't forget non-farm payrolls on Friday, which we'll discuss at length on Friday morning. Okay, although everybody there knows non-farm payrolls, if not, Google it, you must know. Non-farm payrolls, very important, fundamental. That bloody time, yeah, it should be, Mikkel. Thanks for that. Okay, right. So now we're starting to get somewhere. Is the Euro CHF still coming off? No. Spoke too soon, too loudly. Okay. Okay, I'll revisit just now, see if we get CAD JPY is starting to bounce up again. That's good. Euro CHF is still giving jip. Well, not too much. Maybe we get lucky there. Good. All right. Where do you suggest we move the SL and CHF JPY? Well, it's still an entry now. Not really move it yet. Leave where it is at the moment. If you can take out 142.30, then you can move it up to entry. Okay. I wouldn't be playing around just now. Leave where it is at the moment. It has hardly moved. But if you can start moving up, let's say if it gets to 142.30, yeah, you can, I think, put it up there. Hope, what's the time now? Yeah, we'll have another check before 5:30. Just remind Etienne or anybody, not all Etienne's responsibility, anybody there, remind me, review the stop losses, close before 5:30, see if we can do it. And then we can do it together. I can't make life a bit easier, but I'll just hang 5 for the moment, okay? That's a good question. I've got a good question for you. What's the gold price going to be guaranteed in an hour's time? If we all knew that, we'd be millionaires, wouldn't we? Yeah, it's jumping around a bit, Brent. So, Jethro, don't forget to modify your stop. Please don't lose on that one now. That Eurocat's giving me serious jib. It's still going up. Got a real bloody. Cheryl, what's that about patience? Remind me again. I'm looking at the wrong one, eh? Is that about patience? Bloody better hold there, or I'm going to explode. Okay. I think move down to entry. I'm assuming you're in it. Yeah, move it down to entry. I won't be joining it now. Yeah, you should be in it like this morning. Move it down to entry. Then you can't lose. Okay. You need disparate. You need much stronger than disparate, Cheryl. You need ibuprofen. Let's get that spelled right. Yeah, it's giving me serious jip, that thing. I'm at position size, right? So I'm just annoyed, you know. Especially now, I recommend it to you guys. So it's not just that. Then if one follows golf, I think it was Faldo was saying that when he played the Ryder Cup, he used to often get a headache because he wasn't just playing for himself. He wasn't even just playing for his country. He was playing for the entire Europe. You know what I'm saying? And I feel sometimes, you know, I put an idea out the best, and you guys are going for my advice and doesn't do well and get seriously upset. Oh, hi, Elliot. Hi. Okay, right. Here, Elliot, this is a trading room where we learn practical aspects of trading. We don't train on the basics. The basics need to be learned elsewhere, stock market college or whatever you learn them from. If you haven't got a course, you want to buy one, speak to Stock Market College, and then we'll go to whoever. Best thing to do is if you've got an account with us, go to your account manager and deal with it on that basis. But you need to have basics knowledge when you come to the trading room. I can clarify. I can go, and if you ask what's that brown line, explain. I'm not going to details what it is. It's because people pay good money to get that knowledge. If I'm going to sit here, number one, give it for free, they're going to be annoyed. Number two, traders want to learn about trades. They want to get into trades. They don't want to spend all day explaining basics. That's for those guys. So with pleasure to have you here. Sit in if you pick stuff up, make notes or whatever. This is the practical application of the stuff you learned from the training package. That's in a nutshell. That is actually it, Jethro. We'd be surprised how many. Thank you for that. I get what you mean. I totally agree. A lot of people, unfortunately, tend to sort of follow and then blame us if it goes wrong. But in a nutshell, that's correct. We're here not to do it for them, we're here to advise. It's their decision ultimately, but there it is. But still, that's not really the point. The point is I like to get good trades because it makes it all warm and fuzzy. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm not really moaning too much. AUD's doing all right. CHF Japanese yen starting to recover. And the Euro CAD is getting extreme jip. Euro CHF, the ones that joined late on that one, the last I looked a month or two ago, seem to be coming right. So, you know. And CAD JPY seems to be coming right. So, yeah. Who doesn't like warm and fuzzy? Exactly. Okay, so a pleasure to have you here. Absolutely. Thanks for saying who you are and the rest of it. I'm here for clarification, but you need the basics. You can't come in here and don't know what a pip is or a lot size is and what a derivative is and what margin or margin calling. You need to get that from the lessons. Not a hell of a lot, just the basics. Maybe come on. Okay. 40% profit on CHF plus. Oh, then, okay, that's slightly different. Okay, you got a better price. So absolutely, yes, yeah. From that point of view, yeah. If you got in, what was it? What were we talking about here? The CHF JPY, that's right. CHF JPY. If you're 40% profit, absolutely. That's it's coming off again now. Yeah, if you got in at 141.60, then move it up. Absolutely. I'm talking about the guys who got in 142. You're out of Brent. Okay, that's fine. You made a profit. That's something. Good. Good. So that's great. Yeah. So move it up. Got me in now. Etienne, to your entry. But the other guy's gone in 142. Just leave a stop at the moment and hope it goes back up again, basically. Okay. God, it's a funny market, this, isn't it? Almost 25 pips. I think the 142 could hold, so risk it. Okay, Etienne. That's not bad, 6%. That's not a bad return in a couple of days, is it? It takes you a year in the bank to do it. And even then, you've got to have a decent amount to get that 6%. Here's a little tip for free. If you've got 100 grand more cash, and you can bang it into the bank and get you can put on money market, which means you've got instant access, and you get 6% a month. I know I do understand the banks, I presume the same all the banks. So there you are, guys. those who've got 100 grand or more cash, but they don't want to tie it up in fixed deposits or long term, put in a money market. It's instant, can be transferred instantly on your app or on the website if you need the money, and you'll get 6%, which is basically money for Jan. Okay, just so you know. You have to have a minimum 100K. And Time Bank is even better. You get 7% there. Okay, a bit of free information for you. Yeah, I don't want to get involved in that because it can be taken up with negatives and what the rugby players are doing and gets a bit carried away on. But if you want to do that amongst yourselves with pleasure, and then just need to say if everyone's for it, then they can put their names on there and you can take them down and add to a group and you can do all that. Absolutely. No problem there. But I'm not going to get involved in that because that's why I have mine admins only. Otherwise, it gets too much. And somebody comes in, has a bad trade, and says we're a load of rubbish and affects all the new guys. You know what I mean? But if you want to join in amongst yourselves, use the chat line if you want. Absolutely no problem. Okay. See what I mean? Giving Jim, looks like it might get stopped out. It's up to you, Etienne. It's jumping around. It just came off 30 pips. And why is that? So the Euro CAD, is that still giving us trouble? We stopped out maybe. It's coming off a little bit. That's good news. You're a CHF. Now look what it's doing now. Now what's it doing? I give up on the Euro. Okay. Apple we discussed. Microsoft. I think a bit late to join. Boeing, we might get an opportunity here. No, I don't want to join it down there. I want to join it up there. We missed that one. Alibaba, I think we've missed that as well. I'd like to do Alibaba, but I want to do it higher up. Okay, I'm just quickly going through that unless you want to look at something in the meantime. We've got a few trades we can put. Now leave gold alone. Microsoft, we leave it. Okay, that's about all I've got. Okay, Werner, great stuff. Yeah, I'll catch you in the morning. Our awful one's doing all right. I want to do it, but don't think the guys were keen at 77. Did do it. We're doing well. Move your stock down. But don't join it now. Okay, thanks. Right, come off a little bit of the NAS. You see, even the NAS, not much happening there. Look at this. This is very interesting. It's a 15-minute chart. Remember that? 15, 1 hour and quarter up here, right down here, up there. You get the idea. So it's a lot of indecision on that one. But to me, it's still the name of the game is sell the rally. So it gets near the 12.4 mark, you can sell it. If it bursts through that, make sure your stop's up here somewhere. You can have it. I'm on the wrong one. Yeah, sorry, my mistake. But near the 12.5, that sounds more likely. I thought so. Gets back to 12.5, sell it. But I wouldn't be joining it now. You think NAS might bounce up? It could well bounce to 12.5, yeah. But sell the rally is the way to go. Yeah. And if you do get in about 12.5, 200 pips stop. Don't forget. That great idea of moving stop and Swiss franc, Japanese yen is not such a bright idea. I thought get some momentum there. Pity. Okay. Sent to try us here. But me thinking and speaking aloud, I just hope is the idea behind it as well to make you feel more comfortable that you're thinking, what am I doing wrong? Sometimes the market does things that are outside of control. That's why I go on and on and on and on. That getting control of the things you can control. Last thing you want to do is lose on something which you can control. We should only be able to focus on what is outside of control. Okay. Yeah, I had a bounce. Mark, I agree. I expected a bounce. Came off quite nicely. One of my clients did phenomenally well at it yesterday. Billy's on here. No, he's not. He overexposed, but he said he knew that, and he took the risk, and it came off beautifully. Won't make a habit of it, though. And yeah, and I said, look, it might get a bit of an oversold bounce, but rather sell the rally. I might get 12.8, but I think probably 12.5 might cap it this time around. Still going up. Thanks for reminding me. That's still going up. I want to hear someone say it's coming off, Roger. I want you to lie to me. Thought it's coming off there. I thought I was getting some sense out of it. Well, back to square one. Anyway, leave it alone for now. We've got our stops in, see what happens. Okay. I think I've gone through most of it. That was another one I asked in the trading room. Got in about 16 odd, 17 stop, and I'm still in this one. I got stopped out somewhere down here somewhere, I think 1550 or whatever. I've modified the stop and I took some profit on that. Still on the way down. I won't be joining it now, but if you are in it already, you can modify your stop down from 17 to at least to 16 where it is. Then you can't lose, and we can go a bit further down, start with stop. Okay. And we're still in it from when I was last in the trading. Okay. But all those shares went well, so that's pretty good. None of them went badly for us, I'm glad to say. Okay, right, over to you guys. Can you see anything there you'd like to look at? Shares, indices, anything? Not allowed. You better trader certainly has, but we won't use them. Okay, Jethro. Yeah. Threes are no, don't really want to go into right now, but we won't use them. But remember, MetaTrader 5 is an international platform which Quick Trade amongst many brokers use, and some brokers will have it. We don't. So if you want to get what you call it, expert advisor, EATH, you're talking an EA, which is expert advisor, algorithm trading robots. If you want a robot, maybe keep some money with us. Hey, maybe if you've got some more money, take it where they have got a robot. But just remember, if you're going to have a robot, you're going to have some Tom. Don't do it 1 or 2 grand. You guarantee will have. Number one, you got to buy it, and number two, it works on the basis of purely on technical algorithms. So you've got to be able to hold the downside, the drawdowns as well. So I'm strongly suggesting you shouldn't really be playing with robots for about 25K upwards. Some guys think you should really be playing it below $5,000 or $10,000. That sort of idea. Okay, as long as you're okay with that. Okay. Oh, the stock. Oh, I do beg your pardon. Never heard of it. ET. It's a local stock. Because local stock, we don't have it on here. Okay. Okay. Sharing is caring, yeah. Can you give me some clarity on the neutral zone? Sure, no problem there. Quite straightforward. Give it more wide in this one. Might get a better one. Try the EuroCAD. I'll give you a better idea. Right. You see the separation between the two there? That's the 200-day. I'm just do this quickly again. Everybody must have. I like the 10-day. That's the maroon one. If you want it, put it on. But you should have 50-day and the 200. That's the brown one. 50 is the blue one. Simple moving average. Once you put it on your chart, you right-click, you go to templates, and you save it. So if you do lose a chart for whatever reason, just right-click on the save it there. All you do is you right-click on the chart again, go to templates, and you'll see it saved down there. And you back up and running. You should have it in all of them. So if it's above these two, it's the buy zone, neutral zone, sell zone. Simple and straightforward as that. Good with that, Teresa? Well, never mind your notes, Teresa. Put it in now, so you don't have to worry about notes. Okay, put it in right now. Go in and do this now. Everybody, not just Teresa. go to insert, go to indicators, go to trend, okay, go to moving average, got that? And put in 50. I like the blue, make sure it's slightly thicker. Blue, this is smooth, sorry, wrong one. Then you go to simple, put the color you like in there, 50. Obviously thicken it and say okay, and then do the same. When you've done that, okay, then you go back and do it again. Insert, indicators, trend, moving average, got it? Click on it, put 200, brown, simple, and okay it. Then save it. Okay, like I just showed you. Have you got that? If you haven't, everyone must have that. If you don't, I'll do it again. Sorry, it holds the other guys up. You've got to have this. This is very, very important. I build probably easy 70% around support resistance, maybe 65, 70. So where would you think the buy zone would be? Above the 2 is common sense, Teresa. Would you think that's the buy zone? Well, actually, no, it's not actually. Good point. They might be undervalued. Very good point. If it's very, very low, and even the sell zone, I'd sometimes buy it because it's just undervalued. Or if it's overvalued, I'd sell it. If you get the idea. I think this is overvalued at the moment, so I'd like to sell it. But the bottom line on the daily, you look at the daily on this one, is it above? If this is the price here, is it the high zone, the buy zone above the 2 of them? Obviously not. Is it between the 2 of them? Obviously not. Is it below the 2 of them? Yes, it is. It's in the sell zone. You want to be selling the rallies, buy or sell here, or buy the retracement here. So let's say it's here coming down. You don't want to buy it here. You want to wait for it bounce off here and buy it, take it up again. That buy or sell there. Okay. Depending on the situation, here's sell. That's why I think it's an excellent area to sell it if you're not bought. In fact, if you're not bought, it's an excellent area to sell it here. It's the sell zones. Come up and tap this. Clearly, the trend line is down. Most of that's fairly straightforward. To the point of view, it's obvious if you can think clearly on it. And yeah, so if you're not in on this one, sure, I hope it pulls back. If you're not in, okay, Jerry, no problem. Here's a good sell. So if you're not in it, I think that's an excellent area to sell at. Wish I was there now, but I'm already in the damn thing. Is it clear now, Teresa? Good. Very important. Okay. See, CAD JPY is going to profit. And CHF, geez, jumping around there, Tim. Now look at it. I think it thinks it's the Nasdaq where it's jumping around there. Oh, that's in profit now. If he takes out 30 guys, move it up to 142 entry. Clearly, you got him. You clearly edge it. You put it up to yours. You got a better entry. Okay, that's good news. I'd like to look at the others in case I put the bloody commentator's curse on it. Well, anyway, let's have a look. What's trying to come off? It's doing its utmost trying to come off, which is good. What's the other one? CHF, JP. I just looked at that, doing okay. Good. You're CHF trying to. EuroCAD, is that still a misery? Yeah, still a misery. CAD JPY, I think it's in profit. Yeah, starting to go to profit. See what happens there. That's not too bad. And what's the AUD? Just a second. What's that? Dollar's weak a little bit, so make sure you got your stop at entry. You don't want to get stopped out in a loss. So make sure you get your stop at entry. I know it's only 20 pips away, it's 30 pips away. Leave it at entry. We don't want to lose on this one, so no profit, okay? Good, guys. We've got quite a few good trades out now. I'll put a bit of a better news on it. Good. Right. Anything else you want clarifying on, Teresa? Anybody? You're not sure about? You'll know how to save now. You'll know the position size calculator. You've all got the DXY. If you haven't, I'll paste again. And you know you've got to have these moving averages and save it. So any questions on that? And you know if you want to know what the margin is or contract size, you left click on any instrument, right click, go to specification, it'll give the contract size and the margin. You want to know what the leverage is? You get that figure there and divide to 100 and give you leverage. So that at the moment is 0.12. What's that now? That's about 85 to 1. That is on the 5 to 1 chart. So remember, it says 5 to 1, 100 to 1, but it's not exact. So if you've got 100 to 1, you go to specification, whatever that margin, 500, give you leverage. Hope you're all clear on that. Now the dollar's coming off now. Okay, hope you're clear on that. And all the shares are 5%. There you are. Contract size is 1, which basically means 1 share is 1 share. But you can do fractional, but don't, unless it's a very expensive share, which none of them now, they're all cheap now. So 1 is sort of, well, Tesla used to do a fractional, but not now. Minimum 1, you know what I mean? And so don't forget 1.0 here is not much on the share. It's phenomenally large on the Forex, don't forget that. And the contract size on Amazon is 1 share and the deposit is 5%. All of them are 5%. Yeah, we do have not getting, we've got them. We've got them if you want to do it. So what you do then is if you let's say 11 was a bit high and 10 was a bit small, you go 10.5. But I don't think any of them now Apple and Amazon and Tesla and Google have done the share split. So I think you'll probably find nearly all of them now will be at minimum 1.0. But you can do 1.5 or 6.5 or 6.8 returns. Got them, yeah. Hope that answers your question. Any questions on what I just said there? All clear? Hope. Happy? All clear? Any questions on that? This is important stuff. Don't want to teach in the classes, so this is important stuff for practical purposes. Okay. If you're not sure, please, very important you say. Okay, why did the Springboks lose Australia? Is that the question? My answer, I don't know. Sorry, go on, Ashley, I'm just being facetious. Go for it. And then Argentina, the top of the table. They beat the first time in rugby history. They beat the All Blacks. Can you believe it? Argentina, yeah, the top of the table. That's including everyone, including Southern Hemisphere and England, the whole works. Amazing. Incredible. I'm not England. No, sorry, Southern Hemisphere. Big one. See you tomorrow, Teresa. Okay, what's the question, Ashley? What am I doing Friday night? If you're asking me out, take me out for a slap up do and a smart play. So I'm free. If you place a trade before a stock split, no, you just make whatever profit is there. So if it gets from 900 to a share split of 3, and it went to 290, from 90 to 90, you'd be up $10. Make sense? Because you get 3 for 1. That's all as a share split. So the difference between the $10 difference between 300, it came off by $10. So 900 split to 300 and it's now 290. You were short, you paid $10. But however, if you were long, you'd be down $10. You would be down $610. That is the good news. But not everyone seemed to understand that. That's why we took it off the trades a few days before, so nobody enter a new one, so they wouldn't give us trouble, actually, to be honest on that. We had a few trouble the last time. Google came and had a 10 to 1 share split. Guy won his money because he was shorted, and he just wouldn't accept the fact as a share split. Well, of course not. It's just a share split. It's like going. You think it's going to be a hell of a cheap going to America because it's 15, 6, 17 to 1, 17 to 1. So everything is 17 times cheaper. No, 1 equals 17. So it's like a exchange rate, if you like, exchanging 3 for 1. So just giving you 3 shares before you had 1. So you've got 1,000 Tesla, now you'll have 3,000. There's no, Ashley, please remember I say this all the time, don't expect no-brainers. This market is made on buyers and sellers. If it was a simple no-brainer as that, you would never buy it to take the other side. Someone out there has got to have a disagreement and think you're wrong. And if everyone knows it's the right, you're not going to get the shares in the first place, because no one obviously would be selling them to you. They'd all on for it. Okay. That's the trouble. People get caught up. They're not looking for the no-brainer. Don't you ever heard of Only Fools and Horses? It's a comedy program in the UK back in the 80s, 80s, 90s, somewhere around there. And yeah, Only Fools and Horses work. It's a shortening of that saying. An old Del Boy Trotter. Trotter Independent Traders, that's right. Without thinking, he put the acronym on the side of his little vehicle there, TIT, tit. Idiot. Anyway, but yeah, he's always trying to look for the main chance, the shortcut, the no-brainer. Of course, he'd always came back and bit him. Don't look for the no-brainer. Something for nothing, come back some bites, done that. Okay, Jethro. You know now, as long as it's clear. Good stuff. Hope it's clear to everyone. Yeah, it's start to go a little bit into profits. So that's good. So that's happening. CHFJPY, it's heading toward the 30 zone. Okay, just before I pass, you can move your stop on this one to 142. That was a trading room one. The guys have gotten a better price, clearly not a problem. But the guys have gotten at 142 with me in the trading room this morning, can move the stop up to 142 and say a deep breath, hallelujah. Okay, thank goodness for that. Just the Eurocad giving us CAD JPY is doing okay. Well, sort of okay. AUD is okay against the Aussie. Euro CHF, what's happening there? It's coming off a bit, so it's still not pretty, but it's still coming off a bit. And the other one giving us JIP's coming off a bit as well. So yeah, finally. I don't think the euro could handle my whinging anymore. I mean, Pom's whinge, but I think I was overdoing it a bit there. So I think just to shut me up, I think it's coming off. Okay, right. And you think we've got a few minutes to go? Anything you'd like to chat about? Anything you'd like to go over? Anything you'd like to ask? Okay, Mark, good stuff. Great to have you, as always. Hope to get you again tomorrow. If you can't make the morning, then at least the afternoon. Anything else before we close up? Got a few minutes more, so don't panic, but I'm just saying. But I've run out of ideas, and unless you can see something, that's why I say it's a forum. I might miss something, you come up with it. I'm trying to find shares, but most of those shares have moved too far in the direction of downside to chase at the moment. Anyone might get a chance on the long is Walmart. You know, nothing much happening there either. No. Euro GBP. That was another one we had out too a couple of days ago, wasn't it? Euro GBP was a sell, upward movement, and all that. It was a sell. Euro GBP. I'm not in it now anyway. Don't think anyway. Yeah. I think that might come off a bit. I just find the pound a bit iffy myself. So obviously you're going to sell the euro, means you're buying the pound, which you're not keen on. And if you're buying the euro, which you're not keen on, and then you're selling the pound. So I think you might have a bit of downside from here. But I'm a bit iffy about selling it, because I don't think the pound's that great either. but I think there's a possibility I might get a pullback from here. Okay, just throwing that out you. If you want to do it, you can. Okay, Faith. Oxy, I wanted to set it. I think got a couple of guys did set it, but that was before I was in the trading room. I think that ship sailed. Yeah, that ship definitely sailed. Don't be buying it yet. Keep an eye on it. If the oil price rallies, we can look at maybe pushing it back up again. But I won't be chasing these levels in either direction. And Brent's not really got going on the upside. It's gone up a little bit, but not really got much follow through. Still about 96. See what I mean? So yeah, that ship sailed. Leave it alone for a moment. Okay, for the when I mentioned it the other day around about this sort of level, for about a $4 stop, that's the way we're shorting it. Okay, good enough. Okay, anything else before we wind it up? Because I've run out of ideas, but I'm quite happy to stay on, stay over overtime if you've got stuff you want to run by me. That's the major point. Don't forget, by the way, the tennis is on if you follow the American Open. See, last year's champion, Emma Raducanu, got knocked out in the first round. Okay, anything else? Like just go over anything you're not sure of? Any lines in the chart there you don't know what they mean? I can give you a quick explanation. Thanks, Philip. Thanks, for, as always, for your contribution as well. Try to have your chart set up to any way you like. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't do anything. I'm suggesting keep it simple like that, so you can look at it fairly quickly and get an idea. Let's run that by you quickly. Let's look at the Euro CHF. What the hell? First of all, we know the euro is weaker. The Swiss franc strong. Should be looking for the short. You get long there, and you can see immediately it's in the sell zone, and you don't look to be shorting it. Okay, so those guys who took it just now will be smiling so far. Okay, right, is that all? Should we call it a day then, or anything else you want to go over? Most of the guys are left already by the look of it anyway. Are you clearing everything, Ashley? Any new guys there want to ask a question? Thanks, John. You good? You're good. Good stuff. That's why it's important to our season. We can sort it all out, and quite frankly, to everyone's benefit as well, because they might not have known that. And it's clear to everybody. I expect there's one or two people didn't fully understand the share split until you mentioned it, and now they do. It's all good stuff. All stuff. It's important to know. You all got the DXY, and you all got the position size calculator. That's the major thing. Great. Major thing, you're getting value. That's the most important. Well, I can see it because the guys are trading far better here than they are. Your guys are not attending, clearly. Brilliant. Okay, guys, catch you tomorrow morning, 9:30, and hope we've got big smiles on the face. Great. Catch you tomorrow. Cheers, guys. Thanks, everybody, and thanks for all your Shifra there and all your contributions. Brilliant. Cheers, and catch you all 9:30 tomorrow. Try and make it if you can. It's an ongoing process. Cheers, guys.